the Freqport FreqInOut, an honest audio gear review. Now, I've had this for a little while now, and it's really good. Right, it's incredibly good, and it's oh, I was going to say game changing there. Kind of is. Look, here's what it is. It's a 4-channel interface. That's what it is. So you got 4 TRS jacks in, 4 TRS jacks out, USB-C and a power supply. Bang, that's it. And that's the box. Here's the thing with it. It's an interface. It's 4 channels. What does it do? It gives you 4 channels. And and people will probably sit there and go, well, how can you say, well, it's kind of game changing? Easily, right? Because it does more than what a standard interface would do. So here's how it works. You plug it in and you have 4 channels. So you can run, let's say we run 2 channels out to, I don't know, a reverb or an EQ. So if I run 2 channels out to a reverb, 2 channels out to an EQ. Now, that's not game changing in any way, shape or form. What is though, is it has a plugin that it works with. Now, the plugin that it works with is cool for a few reasons. One, you have mid-side on it. So you have mid-side built into it. So any unit that you plug into it, you then have mid-side encoding and decoding. That's really good. You have an analog mix, which will give you parallel processing. So if you've got a compressor, parallel compression, brilliant. So you've got that in it. You've then got a really flexible routing option, so you can route it around places, but it all builds into this plugin. And the good thing about the plugin is, the way I understand it working is, the plugin is dealing with your sample accuracy, your sample keeping everything in time and in sync. So if you're using an interface, you go in and out, you know, there's samples of delay and you've got some latency. Once it comes back in, the audio's not recorded bang exactly where it was, because there's some element of latency when you hit the conversions. This takes care of that, and the way this takes care of it, and this is the way I understand it, is that the plugin is accounting for the delay. Much like when you use a plugin inside your DAW, what it will do is it will have samples of delay. So if you're using something like, I don't know, Soothe, I think that's got about 6,000 samples of delay. This has samples of delay as well. So the plugin accounts for that, and it adds into your delay compensation. So if your DAW is doing delay compensation, it's compensating for that. What that means is that any audio that's passing in and out of it, and obviously if you're not using Pro Tools HD, for instance, it's accounting for all that delay. So you have this sample accurate audio that when you record it out, it comes back in exactly the same place. That's really good. So the other thing it does that's pretty game changing, I guess this is pretty cool, this one's actually really good, is you have a QR code inside it. Now bear in mind, I'm going to do a more intense video on all of these features and how everything works in another video. But what it does, and the way it works, is you get your camera, the QR code comes up, you get your camera, you scan the QR code, press the button, and you upload a picture. So you can take a picture of your hardware, the settings on your hardware, and then upload it, and it will go straight into the plugin. Now the good thing about this is that when you leave the session, you open the session again, your plugin is sitting there with the the settings for the hardware as a picture, and then you can just look at the picture, dial in the settings. That works really well, and that's actually quite a unique thing to have inside an interface. In terms of conversion, the conversion's really good. 32-bit, I think the converters are 32-bit. They sound great, and like I say, I'm going to do a more intense video later in the next week or so. But the conversion's really good, and I'll show how good the conversion is, and I'll put the conversion up against my links converters, for instance, and I'll show you what the links sound like in comparison to what the FreqInOut sound like, and they sound very similar, and links are considered as really, really good. I love links converters, and these are equally as good, and you won't hear much of a difference, if any. They obviously have their own sounds, but the converters that are in the FreqInOut are good. And this is what a few people have asked me, is like, what are the converters like? The converters are good. They're 32-bit, like they're quite high quality converters. They say on the website that they're mastering grade converters. Now, personally, I wouldn't use this for mastering. That's me though, right? That's not saying that you can't. You could use it for mastering if you wanted to use it for mastering. I don't, and that's only because I have my mastering converters. Now I've spent, you know, £6,000 on my in-out for my mastering chain. I'd be silly to use converters that are cheaper converters. That's not to say though that they're not good converters. It's just I wouldn't use them because I use something else. That's the only reason I don't. But could you? Yeah, why not? And I'll again, in that video later in the week, I will show you how good the conversion is. And I'll run a master chain through it. And I can show you quite easily. This is what it sounds like, run as a mastering chain. And it sounds perfectly fine. So, yeah, the FreqInOut, where is it? Here. FreqInOut's brilliant. That's it there. It's a tiny little box. And, yeah, I mean, you could use this on the move, I guess. You could take it with you places and plug it in, and I can't remember if it's bus powered. I haven't tried it bus powered. Oh no, it is, yeah. It says here, USB powered, optional 12 volt DC. Yeah, so it's bus powered as well. So you could plug that into your laptop, and away you go. You've got yourself an interface. Now the problem is with regards to an interface, you haven't got like a headphone output on it. It is purely and simply just for plugging in units into that. And yeah, as well, with the great thing about it is as well, it's like, you know me, digital recall's a big thing. It's all digitally recallable. Everything's digitally recallable with it. So yeah, I mean, the FreqInOut, I love it. I think it's a brilliant product. And if you need more ins, more outs, and you just literally want to plug them into your computer and away you go, that's a brilliant option. Now, in terms of the bandwidth that it needs, I've got a hub that I've got. So I've got a hub that has 4 USB ports on it and 3 Thunderbolt ports. Now I have my UAD satellites plugged into one on the Thunderbolt, and then I have on the 4 USB ports, I have a Freak tube, 2 Freak tubes, and 2 FreqInouts. So I have those 4 off of the USB. So you can run all of that over one hub. So it's not a case of, oh, I'm going to have to kind of take up a slot. If I buy 2, I've got 2 slots on my Mac Pro or something, and it's going to take up 2. No, you could use a hub and plug both of them into a hub, which is really good. So it doesn't take up a massive amount of the bandwidth of a Thunderbolt port, for instance. So yeah, look, my honest audio gear review on the FreqInOut is it's quality, and dare I say it, it's kind of game changing. And if any of you have watched my videos before, you'll know I hate the word game changer, but it is in some ways quite game changing. I've not seen a product before, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I've not seen a product before that has a QR code inside it that you can scan and upload pictures to the plugin. It's got parallel mix, wet dry mix, mid side built into it, delay compensation like a plugin, and yeah, the routing matrix on it is great. You can send audio wherever you want inside it. It's really good. So yeah, that's the FreqInOut. It's really good.